Level up. Yes, level up is a reference to video games. Do you play video games? Not that I have time to play them anymore myself, but when I did, I loved action role-playing games. And you typically started at level 1 with basic weapons like a club or dagger and flimsy gear, cloth armor, so you died easily. It was level up or die.
Husband, father, entrepreneur, realtor, a long list of other titles and descriptions, and landlord. Welcome to the And Landlord podcast with me, Jonathan Taylor Smith, also known as JT, following a roadmap to financial freedom through residential rental real estate. Welcome to the And Landlord podcast, and Lord podcast.
Welcome to episode number 40, Level Up. Problem? What problem? So what do video games have to do with rental real estate investing and the business of being a landlord? I'll tell you, but first let's get into the video game analogy a bit more. So like I said, when you start out in an action role-playing video game, maybe you're a wizard, archer, or maybe a knight, paladin, or barbarian. Whatever your character class, you start out at level 1 with simple weapons and basic gear. Now, thankfully, you're also fighting level 1 monsters or enemies, but the slightest thing can easily kill you. You're very easily knocked out of the game. But as you play the game, you gain experience or hit points for each monster you kill and each challenge or quest you complete. And each time you reach a certain amount of points, you level up. Now you're level 2. And you often get increased abilities, like your strength increases. You gain more intelligence. You get more agility or dexterity. And maybe your vigor or vitality increases. And so now you can take more damage before you die. You can also give more. You now start fighting level 2 monsters, which increases the challenge, but you're also now a more hardy character. More than up for the challenge as your skills increase and you continue to level up. Plus, you acquire better gear, some of which may be magical or imbued with certain special features or powers. You may find a shield that not only protects you from hits, but also increases the damage done by your sword. Maybe you find a ring or amulet that gives you tougher skin. Or you get boots that allow you to run faster or jump further. As you play the game, the difficulty increases along with the fun, but you are also progressively a stronger, faster, smarter, tougher character with improved weapons and better gear. Now maybe your cloth armor has been upgraded to leather, and you'll eventually obtain chainmail or steel armor to take on the increasing challenge. You level up in the game. Okay, so hopefully you see where I'm going here. But in more subtle ways, the same is true of you as a person, as a rental real estate investor, and landlord. As you move forward, you level up as to the type, complexity, or difficulty of the challenges and problems you're able to handle. You become more resilient to overcome all obstacles. If you're a level 1 person, investor, or landlord, then you see level 1 challenges or problems as major obstacles, and you can easily be taken out by these or killed, with air quotes, in the game. You may be figuratively at level 1 if you worry about tenants, toilets, and termites, and let the fear of 2 a.m. tenant calls scare you away from buying your first rental property. If you fear you're going to get sued, or the tenant won't pay their rent on time or at all, or they'll destroy your property, and so you'll have to evict. And you use these or other excuses as to why you'd never want to be a landlord. Or you're scared to start your own business because it might fail. You let your dream die as quickly as your level 1 character with a club and cloth armor because you're at level 1 and thereby easily taken out before you even really get started. You need to level up. See, in the video game, as you fight and take damage, you also heal and gain experience. You get better as you level up. The same is true in life. The cliche of whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger has been repeated so frequently for so long so as to become a cliche because it's true. But if you refuse to take on the challenge and fight, then you remain at level 1 and die having accomplished nothing in the game and maybe in life as well. Many people remain at level 1 in their life by just choosing not to take a risk. In the game, one of the best ways to level up is to take on a challenge or accept a quest, to go on some sort of an adventure. You'll never level up in the game or in life if you refuse to take a risk. It's sad when opportunity knocks, but fear of the unknown, fear of loss, fear of risk, fear of others, fear of fear, whatever, causes the level 1 person to allow opportunity to continue on to someone else and remain at level 1. That other person who takes on the challenge then gets to advance to level 2 and beyond. Take on a challenge. Take a risk. Do something you've never done before. Get outside of your comfort zone. These aren't my quotes, but one is, everything you want in life is just outside your comfort zone. And another, we cannot become what we want to be by remaining what we are. And the author of the book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, T. Harv Eker, said, whenever you feel uncomfortable, instead of retreating back into your old comfort zone, pat yourself on the back and say, I must be growing, and continue moving forward. In other words, level up. And as you level up, what was previously a life-threatening challenge in the game or a major risk becomes nothing to you. If you're at level 20 and a level 1 monster attacks you, you can almost literally go to the bathroom or get a sandwich while the game continues and the monster attacks, and you'll be unharmed. That level 1 monster is not able to inflict damage faster than even your rate of healing. That is, if it can inflict any damage to begin with, as the armor and other protections you've obtained likely provides complete protection from such an insignificant threat. So taking this analogy back to life, as you level up in your ability to handle challenges, a level 1 problem that previously could have taken you out is now easily handled and likely doesn't even register to you as being any sort of problem when you're at level 20. Problem? What problem? So when people state that other cliche of more money, more problems, what they fail to understand is that in the process of obtaining that money, the person had to fight and heal and learn and grow. They leveled up. So yeah, along with the more money likely did come more problems. But in the process, they're now likely at a higher level such that these may not even register on the person's radar now as being any sort of problems and are easily handled anyway, either directly or by their team. So I'll give you an example of myself. I've got to make about $30,000 a month just to pay all my bills between my personal expenses for myself and my family and all my various business expenses. So if you only make something like $30,000 per year, I've got a monthly problem that you cannot even hope to comprehend as to how to handle. My problem, which I don't even register as a problem, are on a level above what you may be able to deal with at this time anyway, as you can level up. But about 25 years ago, I had a job making around $30,000 per year. And if you had told that version of myself, let's say he was at level 2 then, that he'd have to make more than his current annual salary each month just to cover expenses, let's just say it would have been an interesting conversation. And at the level I was then, I would have been completely overwhelmed by such a problem. Whereas my current level does not even register this as a problem. I've leveled up many times since then, but I won't even attempt to put a number on my current level. And somewhere, likely not listening here, is a person who must make $300,000 each month just to pay his or her bills, and likely doesn't see it as a problem. But if I had that problem today, I'd be completely overwhelmed by it because I'm not at that level yet. I need to level up some more to handle that level of problem. But when I do, suddenly it will be no problem at all for me. And just as certain, there is a person who must make $3 million a month and $30 million and $300 million. And at their level, it's no problem for them. It doesn't even register as a problem for them. It's just December. So yes, somewhere a person must make $3 billion per month just to pay their bills. They're likely running Apple or Amazon, but again, it's no problem for a person at that level. Anything you or I have going on in our life or finances wouldn't even be considered a problem for a person at that level, as they certainly have someone on payroll to handle it for them. And even that person likely makes more than you and me combined. And I'm not saying you need to get to that level or that there's even anything special about being at my current level. I desire to have at least 100 rental properties. Maybe you'll just want 1 or 10. I recommend 20 as a minimum goal, but I wouldn't be surprised if I end up with over 1,000. Regardless, don't compare yourself to anyone else, but also don't be content to be a lesser version of the person you could be and the success you could obtain because you are too scared or lazy to do the work as needed to level up. So that's it. I really just wanted to talk about video games, as I wish I still had hours that I could sit playing games. And now that my son is 12, I don't even have the excuse of playing with him any longer, as now he'd rather play with his friends online. Can't even get my son to play with me. But my favorite role-playing games are a good analogy to business and life. You've got to level up, and quickly. And as you do, what you previously perceived as problems become no real concern, as the higher level version of yourself is able to handle much more difficult, complex, and previously troubling situations, but now with ease. So don't be afraid of the next level. Don't be afraid to advance. Nothing bad comes from getting smarter, stronger, faster, better. How long have you been at your current level? Are you content to remain at this level, or do you desire to level up? You can't be successful with rental properties at level 1. You've got no choice but to level up if you want to be a successful rental real estate investor and landlord. Then you don't fear 2 a.m. tenant calls about toilet troubles because you've got higher level systems and a team in place to handle any level 1 issues like that on your behalf. Level up. Then it's no problem. Problem? What problem?
Thank you for listening to the And Landlord podcast with me, Jonathan Taylor Smith, by Blue Chariot Media, following a roadmap to financial freedom through residential rental real estate. You can find the podcast website and blog at andlandlord.com. The main company site is bluechariot.com. If you've received any value from this podcast, help me, please, to make it available to others, and make sure you don't miss an episode by subscribing and posting your 5-star rating, plus share it on social media. I welcome your comments on the blog. And if you'd like to share your landlord horror story or have a comment or suggestion for the show, call 844-USA-BLUE and enter extension 263, which spells "and" on your keypad, as in "and landlord," and leave a message. It may be used on a coming show. Thank you. Be
Nothing on the preceding show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for personalized advice. The comments and opinions of any guest are their own. Information is not guaranteed. Any investment may have potential for both profit and loss. The host is speaking solely on behalf of Blue Chariot Media, a division of Blue Chariot LLC.